Hi, this is Dwight Woolley, and you're listening to Icon Fetch.
Welcome to Icon Fetch, the web's premier music interview show. Now, here's your host, Tony Peters.
Hey, thanks for checking out another edition of the show. Now, Stephen Pearcy fronted Ratt through several platinum albums in the 80s and early 90s, including Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, and Reach for the Sky. The band had success on the pop charts as well, hitting number 12 in 1984 with the big MTV hit Round and Round. In the early 2000s, Pearcy embarked on a solo career, and he's just released his fourth solo long player called Smash. The new album sees him returning to his riff-heavy roots of classic Ratt, while also breaking some new ground. There's some strong Led Zeppelin influences here as well. He's also planning a reunion with his bandmates in Ratt for some shows later on in the year. So to talk about it, we welcome to the program Stephen Pearcy. How are you, Stephen?
I'm real good. How are you, sir?
Man, fantastic, fantastic. So now the first thing that I noticed about this new record is the sound. I mean, this sounds, in an age when you've got these crappy-sounding MP3s and everything squished into earbuds and stuff, this is one of those albums that, kind of begs to be played on a good set of speakers. Is that kind of what you were going for?
I am so glad you said that, because there is a certain way we go in to record. I do, since I've been producing my stuff with Matt and my guys for a while. As Beau Hill came in and did one song, and he couldn't do the record, so we went, okay, we know what we're doing. We're going to take over. I'm glad you said that. Squashed. Now, the reason I record the way I record is I give you room to turn this up without losing any decent frequency with lows and highs. You can just keep turning it up and up and up. I'm not talking about 11. I'm talking to 15, 16,
Right.
And that's, you're correct. Things are squashed. And now when you squash and do all these things which have been done in the past and people thought were normal, pretty much ruined your the sky's the limit, per se.
Exactly. There's no way to go. If you squish it, there's just, and there's no dynamic in a lot of the music. I'm just hearing definitely,
Correct.
Yeah.
So when people say, I've heard some people comment, oh, you don't hear this, or if the production was louder or whatever, I'm like, turn the damn stereo up or whatever you're listening to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's how it was mixed and mastered. And the fact that, I'm learning through my daughter for years. I mean, the people nowadays, they listen not just in their cars, which is probably the best place to hear something, is, headphones, a computer, who knows, these little boxes and I don't know, implant your dog with a speaker.
Right. Yeah, we've got lots of choices, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. That's very important. I was going to mention that to somebody in an interview the other day. And I go, this thing, I've learned doing my own stuff, you can't overload and squash, compress too much, or you're not going to have anywhere to go. It'll start distorting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, you mentioned Beau Hill. I mean, this is a guy that, worked on the first few Ratt albums. How did you reconnect with him for this?
I've always been in touch with Beau. He even remastered my Vicious Delight CD, which I call my punk record. And he tried to polish it up, and it's out there. Somebody wants to hear his version. But we've never lost touch. There's one thing that that gave us the Ratt sound, and it was the help with Beau Hill. It just wasn't our songs in the band, because Beau was starting out as a producer as we were starting out recording our first record. So we took the ride together. I learned a lot from him, And I pretty much kept those schematics of my way of recording, but with Smash, I didn't do that. I went the single vocal track approach, and then didn't layer it up. Some songs I did the duplicate, but I pretty much just wanted to put melodies over it. So it was a different approach. I wanted a lot of air and space in these songs, like the EP or Cellar.
Right. Now, it's been a while since you put out a solo record, so are these kind of things you've been working on for a long time, or did you, recently get the bug to do Smash? I mean, how did that work out?
No, Smash was going to be a series of 4 EPs with 4 songs, just for the way people buy music and listen and to get their attention. So when I was approached by Frontiers, I just jumped tracks, so to speak, and said, okay, put everything away. I mean, I recorded 4 of the songs that are out there, but they were meant for this project. And we started from scratch. My lead guitar player, co-writer Eric Ferrantino, is in my solo band. He's brilliant with these riffs, and then, I come up with stuff, and because the misconception is I don't do anything but yell at people. No, I've been playing guitar since '77,
Right.
And I've been writing songs since day one. Hence You Got It, Sweet Cheater, In Your Direction, Never Use Love. But with this record, we literally jumped tracks and started fresh. So we have been working on this for quite some time, off and on, close to almost 2 years. And then until we got serious and picked the songs, we had about 20 songs to pick from, And then not even with those songs, Eric would come in with an idea, and I'd go, we got to start working on this, put that one away, And that was a process. We just wanted everything to be as good as possible,
Hit me with your bullets. Can't even try. Think of what you're doing. Open up your eyes.
Now, you talked about the initial idea being things for an EP and how people listen that way, which is really unfortunate because you and I both grew up in a time where it was albums, baby. You drop the needle on cut one and you let it go, and it
Sure.
seems like that's kind of what the vibe you're going for in Smash, because I'm telling you, I think the last song is as good as the first song. I mean, I think there was did you really going for that kind of old school kind of album vibe with this?
100%. I wanted it to be a ride. I didn't want it to be, I've mentioned this before, it was in no doubt meant to be like a mind crime. There are some great subjects in there, which is a good thing. But I wanted it to have an ebb and flow, the light and the dark, a Zeppelin 3 kind of thing, immigrant song, and then, and That's the Way, something like that. And I just wanted to have a beginning and end, and you're correct. Back in the day, that's why LPs are getting popular. You open it up, you get all these things inside, and it sounds analog. It is analog in its own way, and so I did want that kind of approach. Yes.
Well, and you mentioned Led Zeppelin, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I feel like you've definitely got some Zeppelin influences I'm not hearing before. Things like Shut Down Baby definitely has a Zeppelin feel.
Shut down, baby. Oh, yeah.
I think maybe, what do you think went wrong? That could be like acoustic Zeppelin. Did you have some of that going on, like on purpose kind of thing? Or?
Well, they're an influence. It just so happened that when Eric wrote these riffs, I told him, hey, I can dig into this in a second. It reminds me of this. And a matter of fact, the later song you mentioned, I did record an acoustic version of that song for B-side in Japan.
What do you think went wrong? Why you drive me crazy? What do you think went wrong? Dancing like just trying to move along.
We didn't leave any stone unturned. But yeah, that was the first song I wrote. That song, "Shut Down Baby," besides "I Can't Take It," set the standard for what we're trying to go for. But the first song recorded and vocally, tracked vocally, was "Shut Down," and that pretty much set us up for this thing. Because I rewrote lyrics over and over and over and worked on melodies over and over, even though some people might go, "Well, those aren't melodies." Well, there's a lot going on there if you listen enough. But "Shut Down," yeah, most definitely. And even the subject matter on "Shut Down," there's a Celtic kind of a vibe there. I'm not all about studs and, Ratts and Cellars.
Mixing it up a little bit, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I have to ask you, one of my favorite tunes is 10 Miles Wide, and I feel like that does have like a classic Ratt feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe my guitar, Eric, was channeled by Robin on that one.
Nice, yeah.
That's, we're going to be shooting a video here real quick, and that's going to be our video single, 10 Miles Wide. I love that song. That is, when a song comes easy, then you're on to something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And that song came pretty easy, And the subject matter on that, it's not about a relationship. It's not boy-girl stuff. It's this world, that world kind of a thing, When people get the lyrics, it's going to be interesting what they think. They're going to go, "Wow, this guy has a brain."
Hey, that's good. All right, another one I dig is Jamie. That's got a killer guitar riff from Eric. What can you tell me about that one?
Well, same thing. Jamie is a fictitious character. That is pretty much him, her kind of a thing. But when I do those kind of songs, they just take on their own, they take on their own subject. So Jamie just turned into this fictitious story that I wanted anybody to relate to, a male, a female, they can go, anybody, where you been, where's the call, you're driving me nuts, let's get back to that good thing, so, that name was it just worked with the flow. And I can't really tell you where a lot of these things come from. They just do.
Right.
I mean, I literally write in my car while driving. I'll turn the recorder on and I'll sing a melody, or I'll pull over and write a lyric on a piece of paper, or some verses or some lines, and so I really don't know where it comes from, but a lot of these songs on Smash were it was like a puzzle, what I thought were lyrics ended up by the wayside, and I put all these little pieces of paper together and go, there's the song, that's what you're going to be talking about. So, it pretty much kind of went that way.
Nice. And, there are a lot of different elements on the record, and I think the last song on the record is pretty special because it's like nothing else that came before it on the Summer's End. Real acoustic, and I love the background vocals on that, the kind of stuff on that. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my Zepp influence there, and it just worked. Because when I go into the studio, I try things, and we have a tendency, Matt and I, who pretty much engineers, produces with me and stuff, to keep it. We don't throw anything away. We just go, just put that aside, and then somehow it pieces together if it's meant to be. But Summer's End, we love that song. It took a long time to put it together, and we wanted it to be the the climax of this whole record. It didn't have to kick you in the face. This is the end of the story. This is the end of the ride. Will I see you again? Will I hear you screaming my name? I'll see you at the end of the summer. At summer's end. It's a trip. These people are. Hey, take my hand. I'll take yours. It's. Maybe next time. It can take on different kind of. Meanings to people, and I like that.
Right, and it kind of leaves you wanting more, and it kind of begs, like any good album, it begs to like start it over again, play it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point there. That was also a thought process on this record, is we want it to be heard over and over. We were hoping that the whole record would be appreciated as this one thing, not just. I think I used the analogy and into the outdoor, just these songs that you put together and threw some icing on, even though it's going to be good because you want it to be good,
Right.
Yeah, good analogy.
Good stuff. Well, are you going to hit the road with the solo band? Are we going to be able to hear some of the songs live?
Oh, most definitely. It's going to be, we'll get in there and rehearse probably the whole thing and see what works live. And the best thing about it is, like you said, you could hear something acoustically. Maybe we'll sit down and do one of these songs acoustically.
Nice.
Not like I haven't done it before.
Right, yeah.
Try different elements instead of just beating you over the head with a hammer. I can... kind of say, okay, we're taking a little breather here and listen to this way, so yeah, we're going to probably do at least 4 songs.
Nice.
From Smash, yeah.
Nice. Now, last year was kind of a trying year for you and your and the members of Ratt, going through this whole lawsuit thing, I mean, to put it mildly, I guess, right? But it's over with, right? You're done with it. It's been settled, and the outcome happened that I think all the fans are like, yeah, this should have been it this way anyway. A relief now that this is all over with, you can kind of move forward?
Yeah, it's not over till it's over. The dust is still settling. We want to do things properly, even though we're doing some, shows on the books. The M3, we just added Rocklahoma. We have to be really patient with this. We want it to be done right. This could be the last rodeo. It could be the last record. It's just another chapter, but, I don't want to be doing this for the next 5 years or so, even though it's possible. I have other interests. We respect our band, but when somebody steps outside of this and didn't really write anything and tried to rewrite history and try to convince people that we never existed, it became a big problem with us. I mean, we literally, Ratt had the opportunity to tour or not tour. That's just the way it is. After all these years together, you can't be, if you don't feel like going out there and doing something that you've done for the last 30-something years, you don't need to. So we decided we were taking a break. It happened, and it's good. Sometimes it's good to clear out the cobwebs, so to speak, and then when you go out there again, it's refreshing.
Absolutely.
And, that was our whole point of taking some time off, make things right, despite what has been said out there. I'm not here to bad rap anybody, to each his own. Anybody can make a living, but if you're making it off my music and what I've worked hard on, then I have a problem with that.
And it's confusing to fans, too. That's the biggest thing, is it's the fans. When you pay money to go see Ratt, you should get Ratt. Plain and simple.
100%, and that's what really bothered us is they were fooling the public and not being told what they were presented at the end of the day.
Right.
And when people showed up, I mean, I hear it constantly. I thought you were, you were doing this, and it's like, no, I am not.
Right.
Did you see me up there? And people walk away. They get upset. And, I don't want to turn these people off. They've been with us since day one, and some new fans. And I don't want people to think, look, we're not the only band that's, what's the word, have been in a situation of, oh, these guys are a little messed up. Of course. You hang around long enough, you can't be perfect all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Success breeds excess breeds crazy.
Yep.
So, if you don't take time out and reassess what's happening, then you're just out there. I don't want to just be out there. I want it to be something special, while we can do it. And it turns out that this is going to be special because, Warren and I mean, right out of the Smash sessions, Warren and I started getting together and writing songs. I mean, it's that easy. If you let it just happen, if you force it, you're going to get something that's not really real.
Right. Yeah, and that's why you need to take a break, because you need the stuff needs to come to you. You don't need to try to force stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like what am I? I'm not out there to date rape anybody.
Right.
It's like, here, you're gonna like this whether you like it or not.
Right.
Like,
yeah. No, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to create great music. There's no way.
I don't want to hear any music right now.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
Funny,
So
but,
Ratt's doing. You've got a couple of dates on the books. You've got that M3 Rock Festival in Landover, then, right? Yeah.
Yeah. There's more on the books. We just don't want to, we're taking it slow.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff out there, great stuff being presented. I have a lot of road work to do with Smash up till July, and we'll just play it by ear. That's all we can do. This is going to be a very busy year for me. Smash is very important. I think it's a great bunch of songs, and the whole package is its own entity, even down to the Smasher character, the devil with the halo, and it took a lot of time, so it needs to be heard. It needs to be presented live. So, and in the meantime, people know what to expect from Ratt, and we won't let them down. We want it to be the best you've ever seen us while we can.
Right. Yeah. And can I ask? You got a new record? We could be seeing a new Ratt record soon too.
I can say that. Yeah.
Okay.
It might. It took 10 years to do Infestation, and it's been 6 years since Infestation. So it's time. We'll maybe get started. We've already started writing, so we'll see what happens. It's just about the time. We want to hang around for a little bit here after all this turmoil. At least give it another year or two out there and take a break again. Who knows?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If God keeps it, if the man keeps us here to do this, then we'll keep doing it.
Right. And honestly, you're in a pretty great situation because you've got the solo stuff going on. You've got the Ratt stuff going on. A lot of your, fellow cohorts aren't so lucky at, 2017 like this. This looks like this is going to be a fantastic year for you. So.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's not an easy process, and it's like a chess game. I have to, even though I don't play chess, but I know it's a thinking man's game, and I just try to do things right. I'm in a great place personally to be able to do these things, and I'm still doing other things that I want to do, commercial stuff for commercial TV. I'm still into my racing. I'm still into developing new bands, and if you don't keep busy, you go crazy, and that's when you make mistakes.
Yep. Yeah. Pour yourself into your work, man. That's what you need to do. So if people want to find out more information, the website, probably the best way to send them, StephenPearcy.com, right?
Stephen-Pearcy.com.
Okay. All right. Stephen-Pearcy.com. All right.
Stephen-Pearcy.com, and we look forward to seeing everybody out there, and be prepared to smash.
It's Stephen Pearcy there, and yes, his great new disc is called Smash, solo stuff. He'll be doing some solo dates, and then in addition, Stephen will be heading out on the road with the reunited Ratt for some live dates later on. Going to be a busy year for him for sure. Coming up on future editions of the show, blues legend John Mayall returns to the show. This guy is 83 years young, and he has just scheduled 130 dates for 2017 alone. Unbelievable. You want to talk about staying young by keeping active. He's got a brand new CD out called Talk About That, and we will talk about that with John Mayall on a future edition of the show. Also, Peter Halsapple, he was in the power pop band The DBs, also the Continental Drifters, and Peter was a touring musician for both REM and Hootie and the Blowfish. He has a new solo single on 45. Yes, we're talking vinyl here. Don't Mention the War. And we will be talking to Peter Halsapple on a future edition of Icon Fetch. Until next time, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
You've been listening to Icon Fetch with Tony Peters. Want more great interviews? Head over to iconfetch.com. There, you'll find every interview we've ever done, plus CD reviews, This Day in Music, and a random album of the day. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Who is Tony going to interview next? It could be you. Send what you've got to Tony Peters. Icon Fetch, P.O. Box 292134, Dayton, Ohio 45429. Or email Tony at host@iconfetch.com. Until next time, this is Joe Kelly. Have a great day.